Hey there, how are you? Welcome back to this online video course, How to Work with Hotels as a Travel Blogger. And in this course, we are talking about everything starting from how do you get free hotel stays and how do you go all the way to making 5K or more from hotel collaborations. And this already is video number 2, which only means we are halfway there. And in this particular video, I'm going to talk to you about what your path should look like in order to land a hotel collaboration. But before we dive right into this topic, let me remind you a little bit what did we talk about in video number 1. So that video was all about what kind of travel blogger hotel partnerships work right now and what doesn't work at all. And that's something that's extremely important to understand in order to be successful in this field, in order to be able to offer hotels exactly what they are looking for. So if you haven't seen video number 1 yet, definitely go back to it, watch it, and then come to this video and we'll continue from here. With that being said, it's really important to know how do you treat a hotel collaboration, that it's always a win-win type of business deal where you are gaining something and a hotel that you work with is also gaining a good benefit from that. But to actually get this partnership, you also need to know how do you pick the right hotel to approach and how do you actually approach them to land a collaboration. And that's exactly what I'm going to be helping you with in this video. So I'm going to break this process in 3 different steps. And now we're getting to step number 1. So step number 1 is finding the right hotels to work with. And that doesn't mean that you will find a bunch of different hotels, send a pitch to each one of them and then hope for the best. And that's because getting any random hotel to work with you is not the easiest thing at all. Therefore, you must have a smart strategy behind the reasoning why you chose this particular hotel to pitch, and that will give you much higher chance to actually land that partnership. And that's even so if you don't have a huge following on Instagram or huge readership on your blog. And here is the main key. In order to get a hotel to agree on working with you, you have to find common values. And by that, I mean it's important to find a hotel that either matches your travel style, it may match your mindset, your beliefs, or anything else that's relatable between you as a traveler and a hotel as a business. And if you manage to find that special edge that makes you, specifically you, the right person to represent this hotel or the right person to create content for them, in that case, it's gonna be way easier to land a partnership with that particular hotel, and your follower count will matter way less. In order for you to get a better understanding what could be those common values that I'm talking about, let me give you a few examples of common values that you could be looking for in a hotel partnership. So, for example, you could find a hotel that matches your travel style, meaning maybe you are doing vintage style photos for your own blog or for your Instagram page, and you can find a hotel that has content in exactly the same style. And that means that you will be the perfect person to create the kind of content that this hotel is specifically looking for. Another common value could be a match in travel mindset. For example, you could be an eco-friendly traveler and maybe your content, your blog is all about that, and you could try and find a hotel that has common values, that's maybe built out of recycled materials, or maybe they are incorporating sustainable travel in any other way, and you could be working with them. And therefore, you could be a perfect match that's understanding their values and are able to create perfect content in order to share with your own following who's interested in specifically this topic, or create very good content for the hotel itself. Or maybe, if you are a traveling couple, you could be looking for honeymoon resorts, because who else could create a better content for such a resort than a traveling couple? Or maybe you are a traveling wine lover, and then you could be looking into hotels that are specifically wine themed. Or if you want to work with cool hostels out there, then a traveling backpacker will be a perfect match for that. So this is what I'm trying to say. If this particular hotel is purely interested in only a large influencer promotion with millions of followers, and you don't have that many followers, then it's not gonna be as easy to get that collaboration. But if a hotel is extremely excited about the content you will be creating for them because you are the perfect match for them, then it's gonna be totally a different story and your follower numbers will matter way less. And this actually was exactly the case for us when we got our first paid hotel collaboration just 4 months into blogging. The key there was that our personal travel style perfectly matched the style of the hotel, and we were pretty much the perfect customer avatar of that hotel, which made them feel like that we are the perfect people to create content for them through the eyes of their own customer. And that's how we got the coolest assignment ever, to travel around different parts of the world and create a photo story for a hotel. We got to go to South Korea with them and spend a good amount of time in Seoul. Then we went to Europe, in France and Monaco. And lastly, we went to California to finish off the photo story there. And that was truly an unforgettable experience. So, to sum this point up, here are 3 questions that you always should think about first before approaching a hotel. What kind of hotels are interested in working with bloggers? And which hotels have worked with bloggers in the past? And most importantly, which of these hotels match my personal travel style? So if you go through all these 3 criteria, you will manage to find the kind of hotel that is very likely to agree on working on a hotel collaboration with you, even if you do everything what comes next wrong. But let's make sure that doesn't happen. I have discussed a lot more about that in my ebook, going into specifics about each point and giving examples how to get there. But for starters, this is the direction you should always start with. And let me just say, mastering this specific step gives you an extreme advantage over everyone else who is trying to pitch hotels just randomly. And trust me, a lot of people are doing that, but not a lot of them are successful. And that's for a reason. So, once you have figured out which are the right hotels for you specifically to approach, you need to know how do you actually contact them. And that's what we're talking about in the step number 2, finding the right contact. And this is actually really important. So who do you talk to in order to get this collaboration? And here's the thing. Even if you have the best offer ever and even if you are the best match for this particular hotel, if you won't manage to get in front of the eyes of the right person, of the decision maker in the hotel, you most likely won't get this collaboration. So the person who you are looking for in a hotel is their marketing manager. They could also be called the manager of sales and marketing or manager of sales, something along the lines of that. And now you might be thinking, okay, how do I contact them? I could probably go on the website of the hotel, just see the contact section and find their email. But those emails you find there are usually forwarded to the hotel's reception. And that only means that it's not the right person who will be receiving your first email. And here's an important note to remember. Do not ever send your collaboration offer to a general email address, because that way it's almost sure that your email will not get in front of the eyes of the right person, which is a marketing manager. Do you know why? I can actually tell you this from my own experience, because as I said in my first video, I used to work in a hotel myself. I started in hotel reception in the front desk and then moved to the marketing department. So when an email is received to a hotel's general email address by reception, most likely, there are 3 things that usually happens. A receptionist will see your email, they will read it through and they will think, oh, it's not for me, and will just close it. If a person is a bit more responsible than that, they will read your email, but they will just not understand to whom to forward it. Or they will read it, they will understand that it should go to a marketing manager, but they will just forget to forward it because, you know, front desk is busy, things happen there, and one moment they are thinking to forward your email, the next moment the guest comes up and they just forget. So make sure that you are doing this step the right way and always send your offer only to the right person, to the marketing manager. Well, there are several different effective ways how do you get their direct contact information. I've included all of them that worked for myself the best in my ebook How to Successfully Pitch Hotels for Collaborations, and today I'm gonna share with you one of them. So here is what you do. You go on Instagram or Facebook, you look up the hotel and you simply message them, and in the message just ask for contact information of their marketing manager. And believe it or not, in most cases they are usually replying and giving the exact contact information that I was looking for. That's exactly what you need, and now you are ready for the next step. And that's step number 3. How do you make sure that your email will be read and responded to by the marketing manager? And this is actually something that most people never think about before sending their pitch, and that's the reason why they quite often are not successful. You have to remember, you are not the only one approaching hotels for a collaboration. A lot of people are doing that. But as I said before, not many of those people are putting in extra effort and strategy behind pitching each and every hotel. So you right now will have all the chances to stand out over all of those people. And I actually have a very interesting statistic to share with you. I once, not too long ago, talked with a marketing manager of a small boutique hotel in Austria. And what she told me was they usually receive between 40 to 60 hotel collaboration pitches per day. Imagine? And that only means that bigger hotel chains receive hundreds of pitches per day. And while she said that she does look through all of them, but she doesn't reply to most of them, only to those who catch their attention specifically. So that's what you should be aiming for. How do you make sure that your pitch stands out over everyone else's? So here are a few tricks. Think of something irresistible to include in the email that will definitely catch their attention. Or even easier, ask them a question that they will feel obligated to reply to. And since we know very well that simple works better than complicated, here is my example. My go-to question usually is, do you have availability for this specific date? You see, in my first email that I send to a marketing manager, I usually don't give out my offer at the beginning, but I give a brief hint to that and ask for the availability. And when a hotel receives a request for availability, they will treat me as every other prospect customer, and they will be happy to reply to me and let me know if they have a room or not. And that's the key. The goal is to have a reply from a hotel, so you get the conversation going, and in this case now it's way more likely that the hotel marketing manager will go through your offer step by step in every detail once you send it after the conversation has started. So, once you've gone through all these 3 steps, all that's left to do now is preparing a great email pitch and send it out to a hotel. And that's exactly what video number 3 is all about. Keep an eye on your inbox tomorrow for video number 3. And for now, thank you very much for watching and see you tomorrow.